Hey, how's everybody doing? My name is Steven Rosenberg, and this is Gene Ginsberg, and welcome to Marketing Success in Under 10 Minutes. We have a really exciting episode for you guys today. Gene actually has some really exciting news because she just got back from the Digital Summit in California. I can't wait to hear all about it. Gene, why don't you tell the audience your amazing time at the Digital Summit?
Cool. Yeah, it was actually the Traffic and Conversion Summit, just so that.
Oh,
that's okay. No, it's just so our audiences are, a lot of our audiences are familiar with it. So yeah, it was a very exciting event. This was my third Traffic and Conversion Summit, and as many of you know, it's put on by digitalmarketer.com. Excellent organization. I've learned a lot of different things from the organization itself, but also from the Traffic and Conversion Summit. So this year, I feel like the takeaways were definitely Facebook Messenger and chatbots. And the other takeaway was your conversion, I guess, attribution. So one of the things is, go ahead.
I just want to, just in case someone's not familiar, what is a chatbot?
Oh, sure. I'll get into it like in a second.
Okay,
I was just gonna kind of talk about the top 2 level things that I learned from the Traffic and Conversion Summit and kind of my takeaways. So the second thing was the conversion funnel attribution. So the main thing that I feel like I've gotten in terms of that respect is that users and potential customers will need to see a lot of different touch points, or at least a few touch points, like not one touch point, in order to engage with you and purchase a product. So I feel like that was a really big key takeaway also. So I'll talk about both of them in more detail now. So in terms of Facebook Messenger, I'll start from the beginning. So I think a lot of you might know that Facebook has rolled out Facebook Messenger, I don't know, maybe 6 months ago or a year ago. And that's totally like normal, right? Like that's the way we communicate is through Facebook Messenger. I don't know what it used to be before, but basically they created like its own, like not a platform, but its own side of Facebook where you can message your friends and whatnot.
And now it's a separate application.
Yeah, so it's now a separate app. Yeah. So the thing that is new is that I think about a couple months ago, Facebook has now rolled out Facebook Messenger ads. So what you can do now is you can create an ad within your ads account that's a Facebook Messenger account. Now, why would you want a Facebook Messenger ads account? So the reasons why you would want that is typically for kind of middle to bottom of the funnel. So if a lot of times Facebook Messenger ads are used for customer service or people who are looking to potentially buy your product but have a couple questions before they get to the bottom of the funnel and before they actually pull the trigger. So a lot of times what Facebook Messenger ads are used for is just, basically taking people and getting them over that hurdle of purchasing. So it's not really used as like a regular Facebook ad where you're maybe driving awareness and branding and kind of top of the funnel.
Okay.
You probably want to use more Facebook Messenger for that bottom of the funnel right before the purchase. So in terms of the way it's set up in Facebook ads account, so all you do is you go through the process of creating your Facebook ads account, Facebook like a campaign, and then instead of creating like an image, you select your Facebook Messenger as your ad unit. And then you just go through the rest of the process. You can put an image there, you can put some copy there, and then you just roll it out. And then what happens is once people message you, you create like this Facebook Messenger list in a way. Like it's not an email list, but it's like a list of people who have messaged you, and then you can also broadcast to them emails through Facebook Messenger down the line. But you can only do that if they message you back. Like you can't just like blast people and spam them through Facebook Messenger. Yeah, it has to be done through if they actually communicated with you and sent you a message. So a lot of times now, brands who have a brand page, let's say, and are promoting a product or a service on their Facebook page, can create these Facebook ads, these Facebook Messenger ads, to drive traffic to their Facebook page and their Facebook Messenger, and then answer questions and whatnot. And then the other thing that is really, I feel like, was a big key takeaway for traffic and conversion was chatbots. So incorporating chatbots into your Facebook Messenger or other points of your customer journey funnel. But a lot of times what I saw in traffic and conversion was that chatbots were now being used quite frequently for Facebook Messenger. And so the way that would look like is that there's typically some sort of third-party platform. So ManyChat, M-A-N-Y chat, is the platform that a lot of people at Traffic and Conversion were talking about. But basically,
A-M-Y?
M-A-N-Y, ManyChat.
Okay.
And so it's a platform that integrates into your Facebook Messenger, and it allows you to create automated responses. So for example, one of the examples that they gave at a traffic and conversion was a campaign that someone ran, and they ran a contest, and they were giving away like a bunch of free products. And so the way it worked is that it was a Facebook Messenger campaign that they set up, and then once you see that Facebook Messenger campaign, you can put in like the word win to enter the contest. And so that was a way to, and then the chatbot will then give you some sort of message about like, do you want to learn more about the company? Do you want to learn more about these products? Do you have any questions? So like the chatbot would basically give you a few automated responses that you can interact with the chatbot. But then typically the way it works is that you would interact with some sort of rep. So like if you have a question, let's say about the company, then the rep would respond to you via Facebook Messenger. So it's just a new paradigm shift in the way like customer service now is being used, and a lot of it is being used through Facebook Messenger versus like sending an email or putting in a support ticket. So that is a big takeaway, and a big point that everybody was talking about during Traffic and Conversion Summit. So yeah, I feel like everybody was talking about that. So that was the main, I feel like, key takeaway. The other one was attribution. So now I feel like, maybe 10 years ago when we first kind of got into the online digital space and a lot of advertisers were getting into the digital space, you can have one touch point and the customer would purchase your product off of that one touch point. So now it's really a multi-touch point channel journey for the customer. Like they might see you on Facebook and they might see one of your videos, and then they might see a native ad that you ran, talking about some sort of piece of content, and then they might see a display ad. So like they're seeing multiple touch points before they decide to move forward with your brand and before they decide to make a purchase with you. So really critical, something to think about, because it's, again, I believe kind of a paradigm shift in the way we create our campaigns as brands and as advertisers, that we need to think about how many touch points does it take for a user to actually convert. So
could we go through like a quick example of what kind of product would be good, or just to put it into context? Sure.
So like as I gave the examples just now, you might create several campaigns before a user might engage with you. So let's say you have a service for creating Snapchat ads. Sorry, Snapchat geofilters. So you might create a video and put that on your Facebook page and run an ad, and people will see your video and they're like, oh, cool, that's interesting. Like there's an agency, Steven's agency, that creates Snapchat geofilters. Then you might create a blog post and run that through, let's say, native advertising channels, and people will like see your blog post and like, oh, I saw that guy on a video just a couple days ago. Then they might see a display ad, so they're like, oh, that's cool. Like I actually saw a blog post about that a couple days ago. So basically it's a way to drive awareness and for users to get to know you a little bit better every step of the way. And then they might see an ad where a retargeting ad at that point, because at that point they probably have gone through the awareness stage, and they see a retargeting ad on Facebook and they're like, oh, that's interesting. I actually do want Snapchat geofilters and I want somebody to do it for me. So I'm gonna sign up with Steven and go through, and then they basically purchase the whole service through, let's say, your online funnel or something like that. So that's just an example of how to use multi-touch points with your customers.
So you're saying it's all about the branding, the creative side
It's
of it.
branding,
So
but also it's
touching
content.
different.
It's content.
Yeah.
I mean,
right.
Yeah, you want to share some valuable content for these individuals, and like maybe in your example, you want to create some case studies, right? So you have clients in the past that you've had who you've done your geo-filters for, and they're like, oh, so it'd be great for new customers to see your case studies, and you're like, okay, I was working with this brand, and this is the campaign that we ran, and these were the results that we received, and it was awesome. And this is the ROI that the brand got through running this geo-filters campaign, for example. So
yeah, and that's interesting that you're talking about that. Kind of goes into my segue of, South by Southwest. I went to some different Snapchat panels with some major influencers, Serene Q, who I think makes like $500,000 a year using Snapchat, and Carlos Gil, and a bunch of these other players, and they were talking about the analytics and things of that nature on Snapchat and how to really build that brand and how to really start to monetize it over time. It was very informative.
yeah, very cool. Any other questions or anything that I talked about in the last? I know, like, it was a long-winded conversation, but I just wanted to. I also wanted to like share this because it's not just like, here are my takeaways from TNC, from traffic and conversion. It's also like, here are the things that you can go and do in your business and actually
it's very
implement.
practical.
Yeah.
It's very, very practical, I think, and I think a lot of people that are watching will get value out of it because, if it's the thing that everybody was talking about at your summit, that means that the market is now going to start to adopt that. So being one of the first ones to really take that and run with it, I feel like you will get a much better advantage as to when 2 years from now, when everybody's doing it, there's going to be something else that comes along. So, yeah. Put it down. Awesome. Thanks so much, Gene. Bye.
Thanks so much for watching. We hope you'll continue to get involved and join us as we help you find success in your entrepreneurial journey. Please follow, like, and share with others who will find this beneficial. We'll see you on the next episode of Marketing Success in Under 10 Minutes with Stephen and Gene.